Rule 9 appeals. Okay, before I go any further, anybody see anything wrong with this picture? Correct. Why is he, number one, wearing sunglasses? When you're talking to a coach, you should take the sunglasses. It should be eye contact. Okay? Number two, she's talking, but is he listening? I'm not sure. Right? So that right there, that's going to start a problem. All right? An appeal. An appeal is a play or rule violation on which the umpire does not make a ruling until requested by a coach or player. Okay, so we're going to talk about a number of different types of appeals. Types of appeals. Missing a base, either advancing or returning. Do you make a call when they miss a base? No. Not until an appeal is yes. Leaving a base on a caught fly ball before the ball is first touched. So obviously that umpire has the base and the catch in his vision or her vision, right? Batting out of order. This is a pretty simple rule, but all you got to do is memorize the steps to go through it. It's pretty straightforward. Attempting to advance to second base after making a turn at first base when overrunning first base. That's a live ball appeal. Check swings are not an appeal. A lot of people think they are. Who's the one that actually appeals it? The home plate umpire, right? He may be requested to appeal it, but so a live ball appeal may be made during a live ball situation by any fielder in possession of the ball, such as touching the base miss or left too soon on a caught fly ball, or by tagging a runner committing the violation if she is still on the playing field, even if she's on another base. Ball is live and runners may advance with liability to be put out. So if she makes that tag on that runner, the other runners are still free to go. Okay, there's nothing stopping them. Dead ball appeal. Once all runners have completed their advancement and time has been called, the coach or defensive player, with or without the ball, may make a verbal appeal on a runner, missing a base or leaving a base too soon on a caught ball. The administrating umpire, who's that? The administrating umpire should then make a decision on the play. Dead ball appeal. If the ball has gone out of play, runners must be given the opportunity to complete their base running responsibilities before the dead ball appeal can be made. If play ball has been declared by the umpire and the pitcher then requests an appeal, the umpire will call time and allow the appeal. If the pitcher has possession of the ball and is in contact with the pitching plate when making a verbal appeal, no illegal pitch would be called. When? Before the next pitch, legal or illegal, at the end of the half inning before all infielders have left fair territory, and we're going to talk about one specifically about that later on the last play of the game before the umpires have left the field. Advancement. Runners may advance on a live ball appeal. We just mentioned that. No runner may advance on a dead ball appeal. There's time, so no runner is out if they step off base, during the dead ball appeal. A runner may not return to touch a missed base or one left too soon on a caught fly ball if she has reached the base beyond the base miss or left too soon and the ball becomes dead. She has left the field to play. A following runner has scored. Pretty simple. Do we allow more than one appeal? If you do, you're allowing them to guess. okay? Because all of a sudden they're going to say, I got, here, first and third. So more than one appeal play may be made, but guessing games should not be allowed. Eye-to-eye contact. That's a college coach, right?
And she was the Michigan coach? Yeah.
Ask the coach or player what call they are questioning. Don't say to her, you doing it because you missed a bait? No. Ask her, Coach, what are you appealing? And let her be specific in what she's appealing. Okay? Don't take generalities. And then you may hear, oh, I think she missed a tag. No. These are not obstruction. These are not appeals. Do not accept a vague appeal. Try to bring her into, or him into, defining what the appeal is that they have. Blue, can you check with your partner? Do we ever hear that? Well, because if they don't like your answer, they want your answer from your partner. So it is up to you if you want to go to your partner for more information. She may give you something that you say to yourself, well, maybe I should go look at that, okay? Know whose appeal is it? Is it the plate umpire or the base umpire? So, who made the call, right? Politely answer the appeal. The 3 greatest words in the dictionary. In my judgment, okay? Because that's what it is. It's in your judgment that you made that call. Check with your partner if you have any doubt. After checking, you make the call. So if you go to your partner and get information, and your partner goes, oh, yeah, she didn't make it to the base. Okay, she's out. And you listen to that, and you come back in, you're the one that makes that call. Then expect the other coach to come out. If a call is changed, state the call and the reason and expect a visit from the other coach. And you just tell them what information you have and ask them if they have anything different, which they probably don't. Force out. If an appeal is honored at a base to which a runner was forced to advance, no runs would score if it was the third out. Fourth out appeal. How many fourth out appeals have you had?
I've seen one, but the coach didn't call it.
How many fourth out appeals
You
did
had 1 or 2 maybe.
you don't normally see them? But I'll go through it with you because there is a possibility, and they go into an appeal may be made after the third out. The reason for the fourth out appeal is to take a run off the scoreboard. If you remember that, you'll be fine. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Fly ball to the outfield and both runners leave too soon. So it's caught, and so that's the second out, and they throw to first base to get the for the third out. A second appeal is made on the runner at third base. Okay? If they left too early, that run then does not score. So they could have left too early. They could have missed a base. They could have missed, especially home. Okay? And all of those can be the fourth out as long as that play is that appeal is for someone who scored. Missing first base. If a runner passes first base before the thrower arrives, she is considered to have touched the base, unless an appeal is made. If an appeal is made, it must be made prior to the runner returning to first base while the ball is alive. And I imagine, unless something dramatic happens, the ball is going to be alive.
Can we go back one? So you have 1 out, 2 runners on. They appeal to first, okay? And the runner on third who also left too early scored, technically. They appeal at first.
That's the third out.
That's the third out. would that be at that point considered a timing play and then the
No.
run across the base?
No, it could be-
Because then isn't that run automatically doesn't count?
That, if they
Because of the
appeal,
third out.
if they appeal that after the third out at first base,
Right.
that appeal. If they appeal third base leaving early, and you have that runner leaving early,
Right.
that's the fourth out, even though they scored.
I don't think that's his question,
No.
John. What his question is
That
does the
run-
runner from third, does the run count? if
No,
they don't-
that's what I'm saying, the run does
no,
not
no,
count.
No, if they don't appeal the fourth out. the
No,
runner-
if they don't appeal,
It's a
you don't have an
timing out.
appeal, you don't have a,
It would
yeah.
count. It's a
It
timing
would
out, it
count.
counts.
So that's the question, it's a timing out, the run scores before the out's called, you would have to appeal the fourth out for that run not to count.
Correct.
That's
Yes,
the question.
yes.
Yes.
And you would have to, just like any appeal, you have to do it before the defensive team leaves the field, right?
If you want to see how confusing this is, June 2022, the Pirates and the Nationals had a fourth out appeal and nobody could figure out what was happening.
Well, that's because it was the Pirates.
It was the umpires.
Okay, so we went through this. Plate and missed tag.
Wait, go back one. Oh, yeah, we did that. I'm good.
Everybody's jumping in these. If a runner misses home plate and the catcher misses the tag, the umpire shall hesitate slightly. If no tag is made, the umpire shall declare the runner safe. If an appeal is then made by tagging either the runner or the plate, the umpire should then make a decision on the appeal play. I know what your question is, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what if, so we call her safe, right? We hesitate slightly, we call her safe, she goes into the dugout. It was not a force play, and then they step on home plate.
First of all, that's a good question. Is that,
They abandoned their opportunity once they leave
No.
the 8-foot
So
circle.
we call
No.
her safe.
he says they go into, after they miss home plate and they go into the dugout and then they step on the plate.
They would have to
The runner goes in the dugout.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have to be a dead
So
ball.
she can't come back out,
The
but the
runner,
catcher can
yeah,
put her
the
out.
runner goes in the dugout, she can't come back in, but.
Right.
Correct, but if we hesitate slightly, then we call her safe,
They can
Yeah.
she
appeal.
runs in the dugout, and the catcher's like, she missed home plate,
She makes the appeal,
and then steps on the
and
plate,
if you agree that she's in,
Yeah,
you're gonna call
that's
her
a,
out.
that's a liable
even if
appeal.
it's not a force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be a force, it's a missed base.
I just want to make sure that I understand this correctly, because in baseball, it's completely different.
yes, it is.
Okay? In baseball, we would not make any call. You're told, do not make a call. The play is still live. There's no call to be made. You're saying, even if she misses, the runner misses home plate, we're to actually make a mechanic and tell her that she's.
Yes. And do you know why?
No,
Yes.
don't.
Because if you don't, you're telling the defense that she missed the plate.
That's exactly right.
No, if you go, don't make any call, the defense now knows she missed the plate.
So you're giving interference.
It's a difference in mechanics, it's really as simple as that. Baseball does it one way, softball does it a different way.
And the other thing is the rule book says if she misses a base, she's assumed to have achieved it.
Yes.
Unless it's appealed.
Yes, that is one difference. Yes, Tag ups on appeal. If a runner leaves the base too soon on a caught fly ball and returns in an attempt to retag, this is considered a time play and not a force out. Okay? If the appeal is a third out, all runs scored by runners in advance of the appealed runner and scored before the legal appeal would not count.
And John, we may have already gone over this mechanic, and I haven't been to every one, so.
What?
May have already gone over this mechanic, and I haven't been to every class, so. The home plate umpire has the lead runner.
It all depends. There is always, depending on what runners are where and who has who in what situation.
Okay,
So I can't,
that's fine, we don't need to get into it.
But I think if, you always watch home, because that's where the runs are scored. So if you've
Well,
got
there has
multiple
to-
runners,
right.
you always want to watch home, make sure they touched home. That's
Right.
all
I'm saying on the tag, like, the ball's in the air,
Okay, it depends on,
yeah,
you always have third as the plate. If there's nobody but second, then the base umpire's got it, so there's a whole bunch of combinations.
Isn't that statement that you just had up, contrary to what we talked about before on the fourth out? Go back one.
Sure.
It says, if the appeal is the third out, we're saying that's first base. All runs scored by runners in advance of the appealed runner.
That's the first, that's the batter runner going to first base, right? That batter runner has to make first base.
Right. Oh, right, I understand. Okay.
That's a force, right?
Well, if it's a caught fly ball, it's not a batter runner at that point, right?
Yeah, it's a batter runner.
No, not, batter runner is somebody who's not put out.
Fly ball returns.
Well,
returns
what are they
and
appealing?
tag. That's a tag ball.
What is the
third
appeal?
out is at first base.
Right.
Yeah. The,
All runs scored.
that attempt is at the right, the batter runner's going to first. That fly ball was caught.
Right, so it's not a batter runner anymore.
The girl is
It's
tagging
not
up
a-
on first base. She gets thrown out on
The
the
appeal.
appeal.
Right.
All runs scored by runners in advance of the appealed runner, which is the first base, and scored before the legal appeal would not count. You're telling me unless they appeal the third base legal too soon, it would.
Yeah, this slide is wrong.
Yeah, it should
That's
say,
it.
it should
It's
count.
It's your,
That's all right.
it's your presentation, John. I don't know.
That's okay. Yes, they should, I have the same
Obviously, that
question.
is incorrect.
Well, yeah, this slide is incorrect. Where you get in here is on an appeal for leaving the base too soon, okay? That's not a force out. Okay? Once
Right.
the batter, once it's a fly ball that's caught,
Okay.
the batter runner is out, there can be no forces at that
Right.
point. There can be no forces. So it becomes a time play. So
Okay.
if a runner has scored before that appeal is made, then that counts. But if it's after that, then it doesn't count. And that's why it's a timing play. Okay?
So that's a difference in the
so-
fourth out appeal, right?
If they scored before the legal play, they would count.
Yeah.
Scratch out.
You're gonna
time.
scratch out.
Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, I'm gonna, and John, you can, I understand, you may need to take this back. It's my fault. I am sorry. My fault.
Okay, Scott?
Nobody's,
No, I appreciate that. I just.
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up, yeah. But that is one example of a timing play, and you see that a lot. Runners at first and third, fly ball, the runner from first is taken off to second, the runner at third is tagging up, right? So if they come back with the ball to first base to appeal that they've left too early, then you have to judge whether that girl from third, has she crossed home plate before they got the ball to first, or did she cross home plate afterwards?
and that may be something you want to talk to your partner before the game, because obviously you're gonna need two sets of eyes to watch that, right?
My fault. I accept responsibility.
Like the accountability.
Here's an appeal question. With R1 on third and one out, B3 hits safely. R1, while watching the ball, misses home plate. F2 calls for the ball, steps on home plate for the appeal to retire R1, and throws at third to get B3 sliding. Can this be done?
Yes.
A runner may be put out by the defense for missing a base during a live ball appeal. That's it.
So John, on that last
I thought
one,
there
what
was-
would the mechanics be?
What's that?
That last one, what would the, if you're the home umpire, home plate umpire, what would the mechanics be on that?
Way after the appeal?
Well, it wouldn't really be an appeal because the catcher would just step on home plate and then you would go, yeah, she missed it.
Right.
The home plate umpire would have to call it home.
Correct.
The base umpire should have picked up the trailing runner
100%.
and should have been taking the trailing runner to third, and the base umpire
Right.
should have had to
So
call
you're
it
saying
third.
So-
safe
Right.
as a home plate umpire because there was no real
Right.
play, but you missed
I
the
would,
play.
I wouldn't make any call, there's no play at home, right?
No,
Yeah.
but then they appeal.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, there's no play at home.
You just ran by the, yep,
I mean, if it's a swipe tag and miss and the miss base, then we're gonna call her safe,
Safe.
even though they don't do that in baseball.
Yeah.
We're gonna call her safe, okay? Cause she's safe
we're
until
gonna
she's
slightly
out.
hesitate though.
Slight hesitation, yeah.
Yeah.
But if
No
there's
play.
but there's probably no play, right?
Just
So
leave it.
no play, we make a no call. Then when they make the appeal, then we're gonna call
Get
her
her
out,
out.
and then the subsequent play.
Yeah, and the appeal is her just stepping on home plate. She doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah, that's a
She does
question.
not have to say anything, you have to know that that's what she's doing. She can't just sort of accidentally step on home plate.
Okay.
Okay, on a force, that would be okay. But, yeah, if she gets the ball and goes, I got that as a legal appeal.
Okay.
Now, John, can she verbally say she missed home without having to touch it? Is that a legitimate appeal?
She's gonna have to touch home or touch the player on the live ball appeal.
So, before we go, yes,
So I have a question on that. So bases loaded, the pitcher walks the batter, the runner on third apparently supposedly doesn't touch home plate. The defensive team switches pitchers. They pitch their first practice pitch. Umpire calls the runner out.
Well, there was a proper appeal made, right? No subsequent play has been made, even though you switch pitchers. Once another play has been made, your opportunity for an appeal is gone.
But that's a
No,
practice.
No.
pitch.
but
It's
there-
not a formal pitch,
No.
it's a practice.
There hasn't been any pitches at that point. If I understand your scenario,
no
We
legal
have-
or illegal pitch, right?
we have bases loaded and a walk to the batter, right? Which brings the girl from third in, but she doesn't touch home plate. They then request to switch pitchers. And the pitcher goes out there and takes one or two practice pitches, and then they request an appeal, okay? You can't appeal after the next pitch, legal or illegal, but they have not made a pitch yet. So they could do a legal appeal at that point.
Right.
They have to.
Once they pitch,
You'd have to explain.
So you're saying the umpire
once
is
there's
saying
one,
she's out?
once there's one pitch,
Yeah, that's not right.
then it's a different situation, then they can't appeal.
So-
But the umpire can't unilaterally declare her out, you need to wait for the appeal.
There has
I
to be
think
an
that's your
appeal.
question, right, Renee? The umpire unilaterally called her out without getting an appeal request.
Did not, the coaches did not come out of the dugout to
Well,
appeal.
On an appeal play, the umpire should not make a decision
Until he's requested.
until requested. So if there was no request, they should not have made that decision.
Back on that same scenario, when you're changing pitchers, doesn't the coach ask for time first? To bring
Sure.
the pitcher out?
So,
So that, therefore that kills that appeal, right?
No.
no, you have a
No.
dead ball.
That's to be a live ball appeal, you said?
Only at first.
No, it could be missing a base could be a dead ball appeal.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood what you said.
Only at first do you have to, if she misses first, you have to make a live ball appeal.
Yeah,
Cause she
you
comes
can do that. Again, is the only thing that stops you from making the appeal is the subsequent pitch.
legal or
Legal or, yeah, sometimes they get illegal, but yeah, as they pitch. But
Oh,
they
okay.
can call time, they can have a conference, they can switch pitchers, they can do all that, and
So only at first base,
the appeal,
has to be live ball.
Yes.
I'm not sure why he said first base, but,
No, he
yeah.
said only at first base has to be a live ball.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Because when
she overran first base,
Then
and the other
she-
coach comes out, wait, time. She missed, once he says time, and you granted him time, now you can't appeal that, correct?
You can't overrunning, because once you call time, the girl's gonna be back on
Right,
first
right.
base.
Okay.
hopefully.
That makes sense, okay.
There's, nothing in the appeals to one of the appeals that you're gonna be making probably the most. Everybody know what that is? Especially if you're doing low level ball.
Wait a second, say that question again?
There's nothing in the presentation that talks about one of the appeals you'll probably be answering most of the time. It's called batting out of order. Okay? Does everybody understand the batting out of order procedure?
So the proper batter's out.
There are actually 4 steps, right? So once the appeal is made, the proper batter is out. The batter that did bat is taken off the base. Everyone's returned to the pitch at the time of the pitch. What?
The line of change from that point then. So the proper batter out, the next batter would be your proper batter.
Yeah, you can be, it could be the same person that's on the base that
Right.
comes off that may end up back there. That's only if she hits the ball and is on the base, right? If they call for, and you see this all the time, they come out and say, up, batting out of order, and she's at bat. What do?
Put the right batter up.
Put the right batter up.
With the same count though, right?
Same count. So I got a question for you. If you got three batters, number 5, number 6, number 7. Number 5 hits, gets a single. Number 6 walks, so first and second. Number 7 walks, first, second, and third. The next batter comes up is the number 4 batter, strikes out. Who's the next batter?
8.
Very good. The batters, they do not take the batters off the base to come in to bat.
I think that it's good to mention, John and I talked moments ago, this has come up a couple, 3 times during our training. And then we don't really have something up here to run through.
That's my fault too.
No, it's not your fault at all. But I have a PowerPoint that's a short one that runs through, and I think it's fairly clear. So I'm going to send it to John so he sees it and it proves it. And then we'll post something on our YouTube channel that'll have like very clearly like what the steps are. when batting out of
It's
the way.
just one that you see the most.
Yeah, oh yeah, but it's important to know. It's one of those ones where it doesn't happen very often, not really, but when it does happen, you don't want to be like, well, I don't know.
And by the way, what does that tell you? You got to keep your lineup up to date. So please make sure you do.
I got one more, go ahead.
I'm a whole different scenario. I'm rec ball.
So
So
but this is tournament ball.
no. What I'm saying is, we only have one umpire, and that's home plate.
Still the same.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. Like you said, when it comes to an appeal, I mean, you got parents yelling, it might be the same there, and you got both coaches. Do they have to say, I'm appealing, or they're just yelling?
Them talking to you about a play is an appeal.
Okay.
Isn't
Right.
there only like 4 things they can appeal or 3 things?
Yeah.
Like, there's
We
only-
went through some of that in here.
Okay.
A parent is not gonna make,
No, no.
they'll make a lot of appeals.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're ignoring
I know.
that. They're ignoring that.
Yeah, I know.
But basically, it's gonna be a coach or a player
Right.
who's making the appeal. Normally, it's verbal, but a lot of times it's not verbal. My common scenario is with a runner on first who's breaking the steal, line drive to the shortstop catches the ball, throws it to the first baseman, and the first baseman's standing there and catches it on the bag. They've said nothing, right? I have that as a legitimate appeal, right? Why else is she throwing to first base and the first baseman doing? They're appealing that the girl has left early. If you ask her it's an appeal play, she probably says, no, she left early, that's what but it's an appeal play, okay? So they don't have to say anything. Same thing we talked about the catcher. If the catcher gets the ball, goes over and steps on home plate, I have that as a legitimate appeal, even though nothing's said, okay? So they don't have to say anything, but we ignore what the fans are saying.
Or
Okay,
try
yeah,
to.
yeah, that's all.
I just take my hearing aids out. So I don't know.
We just don't.